I could. My ears hurt, but I still love you.
Thank you.
Now we see the bus coming west to northeast side, right across Tilted. If Nick Merckx were here, it'd be a dream drop, but we have a number of players jumping out early. See that bottom left corner, like I said before, dropping over the water is super important for that. Dropping over the lowest elevation they can to get the parachute to open as late as possible, the glider, so they can fly into one of these loot spots and hit it as fast as they can. The southeast side of the map potentially getting quite a few players going there, but it's always been a pretty even spread across the map, Jack.
Yep.
These competitive players, they see these locations, even the non-named ones, as an opportunity. A fight there for a weapon. Aiden picks it up, gets a couple taps, trying to drop down, and this pursuit we saw earlier against Sadie's going for round 2. Gets it, tendons goes down early. No weapon. That spot right there in the corner, pretty common.
Could be the difference between life and death. Tempo in double L's. Cuts down Lucy. This is Erico still in that fight from earlier. We kind of popping back and forth.
A lot of action happening as fast. There's multiple engagements happening. We'll try and give you as many POVs as possible of all of the fights. And there we go. Erico taking Rex out. But Dooley's coming in big there.
Pop that med kit for the moment. That was all the way over at Haunted Hills. Nothing left to his name after that, though.
Back over here, this is Cats Hawks, who dropped here actually previously and ended up engaging Aiden, I believe, in the second match.
Ooh, whiffs that build. He'll drop all the way down to the bottom. And I'm wondering how many people are around here. Is it 1v1? Is there a third party involved? I think that there's a third party. Yes.
Act 3, Divine played really well on the Heath, looking for elimination here. Gets a couple taps. He still saw that there's shield remaining on his opponent. So aggressive push, gets the shots. The tack, 67, does not get the crit. Only a body shot, and Cub Smiles takes advantage of that with what looks like 1 HP left. It's going to be so painful
when he sees the health. When he sees the health, it's just going to add insult to injury. Shido, it's a zoning tool as well. You throw that on in, you know, hey, there's no way he can push through this.
Now, Velicoti doesn't necessarily have to take this engagement, Jack. That rift to go is so pivotal depending on your position.
Absolutely. And also in the engagement feed, we just saw Poach within a limb. Myth just got in a limb. Lenane also getting involved. Velu breaking on in. It's a dance party now as he's made it into the dance floor, peeking. Where is his opponent? Gets tagged that up for a little bit. Shield. Let's Cub Smiles. We saw was down to just 10 HP. Velu can't snap out of his opponent quick enough, so from a 200 hit point pool down to just now 120, now down to just 97, not putting any damage yet into his opponent as of yet. Cub Smiles doing everything he can to stay alive in this final game of the qualifier.
If at any point Velicoti feels uneasy about this engagement, he can rift to go his way out of here in an instant, but it's looking like he's going for the fast edits. Velicoti might potentially be out of materials now.
Oh my goodness, Cub Smiles found a way to medkit or bandage during all of that as well. A second straight engagement, Lupo, where he's dropped to under 30 health.
Fall damage from the tree, got to be very careful around this. They're not super high, but every little bit of HP, that currency, as we were talking about before, counts. And Jay Cuddy basically in a punching match against it's Myth, a build-off almost. Not a lot of ammunition, minus the shotgun here. He's going to have to make a play up close, potentially. Tons of materials, though. He's in a great position for materials. He's trying to go for basically a bludgeon or a place on one of these to get an edit, take advantage of it. Myth going for the shot. 15 HP left. He's got to stay above him. Get a peek shot with a shotgun is going to be key here. Goes for it on the drop down. The tree actually absorbing a lot of the damage.
This was a replay from earlier.
Earlier Myth's elimination earlier on King, but Myth goes down to Jay Cuddy. And that is the end of the event for TSM's Myth.
We just lost Myth in that scenario. Jay Cuddy with the elim. We'll see if he can continue to push on through. Looking down at the scoreboard on our end, Animal. NRG General stuck in these trees. So many materials. Look at the inventory. Similar of a loadout to 72 Hours. We're just going 2 weapons, 3 heals. Tristan versus General. Tristan strikes first blood with the damage. Now trying to swap. He misses the shots. The hip fire is in. And General had everything he could ever dream of but unfortunately loses his first fight, and now Tristan is rewarded with basically everything you could need.
Linane, Kutra, and Crunch all in one little cluster. Linane might be looking to third party, but it's not an issue yet. What a shot! A brutal word of encouragement. You're not wrong, and David's gonna have to try and choose another trajectory. Do you still engage in this situation? Do you still engage like David's going for?
I think you do. David's got 200 health. He's got minis and medkits, and he knew the last thing he saw was Tatlow eating apples. If you're eating apples, you're desperate, and there you go.
Said,
it's a smart play. That's one where
he even nodded his head. That actually was a third elimination. That
literally
gets him a point.
That's to put him at 3 limbs. He saw Tatlow eating apples. If you're eating apples, you're desperate. You go for it all. This was Vide up against Aiden. And GG, either way, Aiden put on a show earlier on, gave everyone a reason to cheer.
A lot of strong talk from Aiden claiming 7 eliminations. I can appreciate the confidence. It doesn't matter how Game 3 and Game 4 turned out for him either way. He's gonna move forward to the finals on Monday.
We see Aiden
still
there.
feel good about that.
Now David, last we saw from him, he was building up on top of this house. Got the elim, now stuck inside. He's got Animal, of all people, pushing him. Back on over to Sketch, Kayun, and Bowman. Little 3-player fight. Everyone getting weak, and there's the double remote explosives. 1. How about a second? How about a second? Anyone else want to play? Yes, please. Bye, friend.
Ooh. Sunk down through.
Moore trying to build a name for himself in this whole kind of competitive scene, and right now with 5 elims this game, continuing to spread himself out for the rest of the pack.
39 players remaining. The circle has 30 seconds to close, and this is the opposite side entirely from what we've seen in the past. Is far east by Lonely Lodge. Animal right now the only player with 5 eliminations. That's 2 points, and we cut over to him. Going with these fast edits, pushing up top and trying to counter build against his opponent. To the triangles, you saw him trap his opponent in to try and stop it, and actually standing right next to him and catches Monster with a 140
I'm literally clapping.
Shot.
Beautifully done.
Courage is actually clapping. A beautiful play, a lot of perfect decision making, and capping his opponent with those the pyramids right on top of the ramps.
Oh, and then he just ate a rocket from Tempo. I think this is Tempo he's fighting currently. Third party as well. He's got minis he can at least use to heal, but his opponent making sure he has no time to breathe. Here's his chance, popping those minis will put him back up to 86 HP. Still though, 1 rocket elims him. Will he launch pad out?
Almost expecting a bouncer to bounce out of there. He's the traps to block a drop in from Animal. Intelligent play from Tempo.
Oh.
Goes for it, almost gets it, but Tempo reading ahead.
Jeez, these edits.
Third party potentially sniping in on Animal while they're in the middle. Animal Tempo in the middle of the fight.
Tempo knows he's got a huge health advantage. Uh-oh, he loses the build.
Gets only shield tags. Unbelievable accuracy from Animal. Gets a 47 and a 50 with the double barrel swaps and finishes the engagement.
If you are Tempo, I'm wondering if he got caught with his build out still or something awkward, because if you get that floor on top, you cannot lose that fight. We got to peek this. We got to take a look at this. Here's from earlier on with Ghost Bizzle and Laddock.
Bizzle, wow, the shots of player count is going to happen now. Teenage underneath. Oh, Animal getting a tack shot, 30 damage. He's just going to start pushing into the spray and catches Teenage in the corner.
Dude, he is on a tear. And that actually just gave him control of at least the zone area. Another pro player near him, it's Gorilla from Team Envious.
8 elims for Animal. Is tied, I believe, for the most we've seen in a single game with what Aiden dropped in the second game. I mean, he's going for elim number 9.
Look, he's not stopping.
Here's the zone. You see a lot of players. Everybody pretty much already inside the next safe zone, but the positioning here, it's going to be key. Whether or not you have to move quite a bit for the zone or not. 8 elims for Animal. He's going to have to start moving in. Catch him off guard, get the shot, 70 plus.
Still has minis.
The opponent, you know, still potentially has shield. Didn't get there's a sound effect that happens, Jack, when the shield gets popped. It's one that a lot of these players have memorized.
But look what this is doing. Shivsy had the health advantage. Now it's the other way around, but
almost caught
Animal tried to greed the big shield, and just like that, he's down to just 52 HP, and full panic is set on in. is he going to get this big shield off this time? Nope, Shivzy will not be able to strike. He's actually using this time to pop bandages himself, so Animal will have the health advantage. And Shivzy knows this, which is why he's backing on up.
Here's your leaderboard. Animal literally double the next closest elimination count from Bowman SC, which is crazy. The number of eliminations that Animal has secured. Gorilla and Poach, as well as Vide, all 3+ eliminations. It's a single point for each of them. You see down C9 Shivzy and the rest of the board sitting just underneath 3 elims for a point.
Obviously, you're hiding in that. When you've got 5 of these pyramids, it's like whack-a-mole.
So Vague flying in, trying to get inside the safe zone. Just a quick glance down at the map. It looks like Logan might be the only one. You see him down there, the south side of your map right there. He's just away from everybody, and he's going to have to move the furthest right now, starting literally right now. Animal, 8 elims, still alive, looking to secure number 9, maybe be the first player to get into double digits in a single game, and he's going to drop down. He's building up layers underneath himself so that the structure up top can't be knocked down instantly. People can't just drop a single rocket and he'll have to experience fall damage, something like that. Even covering the traps like that can be super effective. You'll find people that'll try and push up from underneath and get caught off guard by just
place that wall
trap.
on the ramp. Yep. Animal still in this one, building above the pyramids. He's got the high ground now, and he's got bounce pads. And the beauty of this is, even if someone shoots down the structure, he's so high up that he can place a panic bounce pad, which he didn't get to do yet. He's trying to do it. Okay, that was all the fall, but you saw he was spamming, hoping he could place it because he thought the whole thing was going down.
The number of players stacked on top of each other in this. Everybody is inside this thing right now, and they're all going to have to move. If you look at the mini-map, a west-northwest push from the Storm here. She is a cruel mistress, and players are going to find out real quick. Everybody that's in here, they're all going to have to move out, and in my opinion, an earlier move right now, the better, because they're all worried about everyone that they can hear vertically. Now's the time to get out of there.
Will they do it is the question. Who has bounce pads to kind of pick up the pace there on the transition? Animal with a 9 elim.
Catches Megalomaniac hiding down in the bottom there, and he's got such a wonderful setup. A lot of up-close combat available for him, and he's not going to go down easy in a 1v1.
Look at all these people stacked. And Animal did use a bounce pad to cross that whole area. You see Shivzy just launch padded. Boosh just did the same. Players flying on in, stacking and building above each other. Sloth now. He's wondering where his next opponent could be. Worried about his back, it seems. Animal gets another elim onto Shivzy. That's now 10 eliminations for Animal. Seems to be proving why he named himself that right here.
There's almost so much movement right now. Keep your eyes on the feed, folks, because that's going to be where a lot of the information on who eliminates who in the middle of this is going to come from. There's just so many engagements that are going to happen during a rotation, especially the next one. A southwest push. Levake has the top down, and there's so many fights happening simultaneously. You see Sloth goes down to Nazgul on the bottom. A number of fights. Hysteria and Enigma are on top of each other in the feed. Poach gets Animal, goes down with 10 elims. Gorilla taking out Joystick, who was hiding behind the tent earlier. So many players fighting for position right now because 4 more eliminations means top 10 for the remaining players, and that's a point apiece.
This is prime Poach right now. This is when Poach is by far one of the scariest players in all of competitive Fortnite.
Don't box this man in. You will regret it.
Yeah. He knows how to maneuver. He knows how to dance.
He's taking control of a lot of these surfaces, like you were saying earlier. That is a huge piece of up-close combat. Levake not moving yet, even though the surface is coming. He's got to. He's dropping down to try and get any sort
Poach
of
is very low on mats, though.
Nazgul dies the Storm. Fuzzy takes Bumbleway out. Sean was taken. One of our previous winners goes down to Levake, as we're talking about. Boosh taking Nice out. Enigma eliminated by the Storm. Vide eliminated by the Storm. The Storm claiming a number of players here. Fuzzy. Poach goes down to Fuzzy, and Fuzzy gets elimination just before that. We have two players remaining.
It's a
1v1. Fuzzy at 5 elims already, which should feel fantastic, but he's going to start getting tapped at from above here.
At least he'll have a big shield to use. So put him at 162.
Push. Sap.
Oh, Sap.
Looking to get the shot. The wall blocks it. A last-second build.
These are all his mats. Keep this in mind. These are all of his mats. Down at a 75. The spray comes in with the drum gun. He's got this player weak. This would be only a second elim, but there it is. Tries to end it on out, but Sap from Ghost Gotta be Ghost Gaming.
Ghost Gaming has been performing above and beyond both Saf and Aiden. Every player from Ghost seems to just know exactly how to play this.
Players here. We know the top 16. It's a look at Animal with the 14 elims and 7 total points. Lines up coming out on top. Congratulations to him.
We talked about, you see there 14 elims and Aiden has 18. You might be wondering why is Animal above. He actually has more victory royales. Remember, that's the first tiebreaker option, the first, the checkbox. So Animal having secured the higher placement than Aiden puts him above first place for the qualifiers today, Jack.
It's kind of swapping on through. Saint, all he needed was the one game. 2 total elims and 3 points. That was it. That's all he got. That's all he needed was one victory royale. Congratulations to him. Saf in that 5th spot. Again, 3 make it in. Here's our 32. And uh-oh, Marksman, Poach, both making it on through. Congratulations to them.
Now, anybody on this list that was not a competitive invite from Epic, there's C9 Bandit, the 33rd place.
C9 Bandit actually is the one to bump out his teammate, Shibsy.